Do you think you can throw ass to this?
You can kind of throw ass to anything, honestly.
Oh, you have to like throw ass slow.
I don't think you can throw ass slow. I think that's like the opposite of throwing ass.
Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about the first Omen. Let's get into the video.
Hey, Spooky.
Hi.
Hey.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
What happened? Why are you sad?
Nothing happened. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to... Alright, I do want to talk about it. Can I talk about it? Do I have the floor?
You do. Is it about our Lord and Savior, Nell Tiger Free?
This just happened to me. I was at a party.
Okay.
And I told a joke. An innocent joke. It's not going where everybody thinks it's going. Don't worry. You can't get me in trouble on Twitter for this. I told a joke, and I guess nobody heard it.
Oh.
And then this bitch Sylvia said the joke, and everybody laughed at it. Has that ever happened to you?
Like a joke? No.
No, not like a joke. I mean, have you ever said something funny and then nobody laughs, then somebody else says it and everybody laughs?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I thought it'd be relevant to say because, to be completely honest, I kind of feel like today's review is kind of similar. You know, the way everybody's praising Immaculate and trashing the first Omen, I mean, I think it's a similar movie. Except one is good, and the other is immaculate. But we're not talking about immaculate. What are we talking about today?
We are thankfully not talking about Immaculate today. We're talking about the first Omen, directed by xoxo Stevenson, starring Nell Tiger Free and Ralph Ineson, and Bill Nye, who I completely forgot was in this movie. The first Omen follows a young American woman who is sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church. She encounters a darkness that causes her to question her own faith and uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate, also known as the Antichrist. So, I was fortunate enough to be invited to an advanced screening of The First Omen. Thank you so much to 20th Century Studios. Really appreciate that. Had such a great time. Me and Cornelius were there.
Yeah, it was great. You won't see me in the pictures, though, because Celise and Rocco made me take all of them. But I was there.
Cornelius was there. So we do have a lot to talk about The First Omen. This film pleasantly surprised me because the trailer, I actually didn't see the entire trailer. I had only seen a teaser. And the teaser I saw, I was like, I don't know about that. I, of course, am a big Nell Tiger Free girly. Real ones know her since Servant. And I have been dying to see her do something like really great because she's amazing in Servant.
What I like most about Nell Tiger Free's performance was I felt like, especially initially, the story feels a little contrived. And it is a little confusing.
It is.
But she really grounds the film in a really human way. And she brings an extra element of depth to what would be otherwise kind of a confusing role. But she keeps you so engaged, even when there's nothing going on. And I think that was what was interesting about this one. There was a lot in this movie that didn't really push the story forward per se. But Nell Tiger Free's performance was so human and so intimate that it told the story for you even when nothing was happening.
That is true. Though I will say, I do personally feel like there is very little downtime in the movie. Also, I forgot to mention, that other guy was great. Ralph Ineson, who plays Father Brennan, he was great. He was great. Though I will say there was a little bit of complications for me with him. He has a very boomy voice and he has a very heavy accent. So I do feel like at times I really needed some subtitles. Beautiful accent. I just like, it was really hard. Anytime he was on the screen, I was like, I was curious to see how they would do this film. I'm a big fan of the original Omen. So it's one of those movies that's like perfect for me. And also not to mention, Damien and I, we have the same birthday. Little fun fact, when the remake came out, I was in elementary school. So, and it was my birthday and it was, you know, it was a Friday and I was so excited. My teachers were like, oh my God, we're gonna do like a little pizza party or whatever. And all these kids were making fun of me and like saying I was the devil and like just saying that I was evil and they couldn't believe I was born on 666 and all this stuff. And I was born in 1996, so I do have the 3 6s. And I was always like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. Like my happy birthday literally went from like me being really happy in the morning to me going home crying and like telling everybody like, oh my God, like I have a curse or something. And yeah, so I really believed for a while that like maybe I was also the devil's spawn. And you know what? Now I'm like, I am. And I'm really proud of that.
Girl boss.
Let's go. But to go back to the original Omen, they're not really like jump scares. They're like more subtle, which I really like. And this film also kind of follows the same thing, though there is a few jump scares, but the jump scares make a lot of sense with what our main character is going through because our character is kind of seeing things. So when the jump scares happen, they make sense. They're not there to be cheesy, you know, they're not there to be like immaculate. I do want to talk about the other actress that actually plays another nun that is Margaret, played by Nell Tiger-Free's roommate.
Oh, she was so good.
She was great. Her name is Maria Caballero, and she was great. She was so good. I loved her like the minute she was on screen. Like she is a very, very likable actress. She just has that quality about her, and she's very confident in her role and very, very confident near another actress that is also very confident. So that was really nice to see. They played off each other really well. And that whole, like, I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to spoil the film. I'm filming this right now and it's not even out yet. But there is an early scene when you first meet this character and I just love the difference between both of them.
I think this is a good segue to get into something that I didn't love about the film.
Oh.
What I kind of felt was, and you know, I did have to go pee halfway through a very important scene, and then I went to get a slushie, so this is a little bit biased, of course, but I know that this 5-minute break did not ruin the movie for me. But, hey.
You missed, like, key things that were very important.
And then you told me when I got back, so I knew
know,
it was...
but I can't explain it as well as the film can. I just tried to give you, like, quick highlights.
Anyway, I feel like it's weird because I think this is a long movie. It's about a 2-hour movie, right?
It's 2 hours. It doesn't overstay its welcome, however.
No, it doesn't feel 2 hours. But I'm going to go as far as to say I think I could have used another half an hour. And I'll tell you why. The movie moves. It's very tight. But I feel like there are a couple of storylines, especially in the first act, that we kind of neglect when the action really starts going.
Okay.
But some of the twists and payoffs, I think, would have been a little bit more effective had we explored certain relationships more. That's a very minor nitpick.
I can understand. I don't think there's anything more I would have wanted, though. Though I will say that there is something about it that it's almost like, I don't know what it is. It's almost like a little hard to believe that this was before the original film.
Really? Why do you say that?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, because everything, they do sell everything. It does have like this old feel to it.
You know what it is? I think it's hard when you're doing a prequel for a movie that came out 5 decades before.
Yeah.
It's just, even though, it's got that film look, there's a difference between modern cinematography and cinematography from the 70s.
Yeah, I don't really think it's that. I think it's more me. I think it's just me.
No, I mean, I feel the same way as you, though. I will say, maybe for different reasons, but
I think it'll be very interesting for me to sit and watch these two films together, like when I get it and I'm at home, because then I think I might feel a little bit differently. So to talk a little bit about the story without giving anything away, because I do want to keep this review spoiler free for all of those that have not seen the film yet, I do want to talk about specific homages that they pay to different films from this era. So of course they are obviously doing a lot of little things here and there that you can pick up from the original Omen, and I'm sure the other sequels. I've not seen the other ones, but I think there are some little things here and there that probably relate to those other ones.
Maybe. Who the hell's seen the sequels? I know somebody in the comments can go, actually,
a lot of
The
people.
Omen 3 is my favorite movie of all time. Okay, man, that's great.
But for those who know me and have been an active viewer of this channel, my favorite decade of horror is the 70s. I love 70s horror so much. This film does such a great job. It pays homage to my favorite horror film, Rosemary's Baby, but it actually does it well. There's a lot of films that have religious themes or pregnancy themes that kind of rip off Rosemary's Baby, and when I say rip off, they really rip it off.
Immaculate.
This film does not do that. It manages the pregnancy aspect like so well. I did not feel at all like, yeah, you got that from Rosemary's Baby. Okay. Like, I didn't feel like that at all, which is like saying a lot for me. I feel like I clock a lot of pregnancy horror and religious horror in general when they do that. Not to mention, it also pays great homage to another favorite film of mine, but it is not from the 70s, it's from the 80s. It's Possession, 1981. I will just say there is an incredible sequence that is kind of redone in this movie, but they do not like shot for shot copy it. Nell Tiger Free does not try to be Isabel Adjani. She very much does her own thing with it, and it's amazing. I don't want to give away which scene it is. It's so iconic, but incredible. I also read earlier this morning that she did that scene in 2 takes. And once you see the scene, you're going to be blown away because it's crazy. She also mentioned in an interview that it was an amazing experience to recreate the scene and that she felt like it was a release and she tapped into this like animalistic side and she felt very free and it was a very exciting thing for her in her career, which is amazing. And to do what she did at like 24 years old and pay homage to Isabel Adjani and do that good in 2 takes, incredible. I bow down. I will be present at the Church of Nell Tiger Free every Sunday. Like, I feel like I have so much to learn from this actress. I love her. I can't say enough good things about her. I don't want this to be just like, I love her so much. That's going to be the whole video. But that scene is so important. It's a very important scene. It's very important for her character. So it's a big scene, but I really don't want to give it away. But you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Also, this film is very, very much body horror. And I love that. They were not afraid to show us like very like icky things. I feel like a lot of the time, I'm not the type to squirm in my seat, but there were multiple sequences that were making me squirm. There was a lot of great, like, haunting imagery that was really nice. There was, like, one scene that I still can't get out of my head. And of course, it was when Cornelius went to the bathroom.
Oh my God.
But it was honestly something that's just, like, terrifying to me. So that might not be the same for you guys. But there's a lot in this movie that's actually scary. I won't say it's like the most terrifying thing I've ever seen, but there's a lot of imagery I think that sticks with you. And I do want to talk about the set of the film too. I want to talk about the way that the church looks. Beautiful. There's so many like beautiful scenes. Specifically, anytime that Margaret was praying, there were so many great shots. All the candles, the lighting, everything was so beautiful and cinematic. And they really nailed the vibe. Like, I really felt like I was there. All of the set aside and all of the costume design, everything beautiful. I do want to talk a little bit about the story without giving anything away. I think this film has a lot to say about the church, and it's a great criticism of the church and the way that women are viewed in the church. And I thought it did such a great job. None of it felt too on the nose, and everything felt very realistic. And I think that has a lot to do with the director of the film. I feel like I'm kind of, jumping around, skirting around things, but I do want to keep this spoiler free. I will say that this is very well worth your time, and I do think that if you're a fan of The Omen, you should go to the theater and watch this film. I did read a couple people saying that the ending felt like an Avengers movie.
Okay, I can see that a little bit, yeah.
And I just found that to be really funny because I don't feel that way, but I do know the last line of the film was very, very dramatic, and it ends with the church bell. But I actually thought it worked so well, especially because, like, the horror films from the 70s were so, like, properly dramatic, so theatrical, over the top. Like, you think Rosemary's Baby, it's so over the top. Even The Omen, there's so much over the top. So I do feel like that works super well, and I do think they were going for that. But I think it's really funny that people were saying it felt like the Avengers. But yeah, I have zero complaints. I really enjoyed this movie so much. I actually can't wait to watch it again.
Same.
And I'm actually very excited to delve deeper into the Omen franchise. I did want to watch all of them before watching this one, but I unfortunately had no time to do that. So I will be doing that actually for a future review. I might put it out on my birthday, because you know what? 666.
So, spooky. We said a lot about this movie. And we also talked a lot of trash about Immaculate. But not referencing Immaculate, what was your rating for this one?
So for the first Omen, I am going to be giving it 4 lives.
Ooh.
Out of 5. It's almost 4.5. But I want to wait till I watch it again. The reason it's not 4.5 is because slight nitpick, slight complaint. There is one thing I'm still confused about with a specific character. I don't know if I just need to rewatch it and I missed something. This feels like a movie that you pick up a lot more on things the second time around. So I do feel like I just need to watch it again.
This has been happening a lot lately. I'm giving this one also 4 lives out of 5. I feel very similar to you. I thought the acting was great. The direction was great. It looked great. The pacing was very good. For me, I felt very similar. I thought it was a little confusing. Granted, I did pee during the most important scene of the movie by accident. But
so fun.
But overall, I really liked it. And I think for me, the best part about this movie is it does religious horror in a way that feels relevant today.
I agree.
It might be a little modern to add the like political aspect to it, but overall, like, religious horror is a very, 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 very overdone genre. So to add a story beat that feels interesting and fresh, I got to give it to them. they made me actually care about the religious aspect of the movie and not just roll my eyes as if it was a bunch of religious loony bins.
That's very true. Unfortunately, the religious horror genre has kind of been a dead genre, in my opinion. The 70s did it the best, you know?
It's interesting to see somebody do it well, and that's why I'm going with 4 Levs.
I love that. We love the first Omen. Absolutely love it. Truly is one of those films that I personally felt was very empowering. And I love that. I really do love the character of Margaret. And I felt very attached to her. So the film for me, almost perfect. Almost perfect. Who knows? Maybe upon a rewatch, it'll get 5. Who knows? My thoughts are always changing. Did I tell you that I'm planning to get a tattoo?
You're going to say this on... Oh my God, you're saying this on video?
I'm going to say it in...
Wow.
Yeah, so actually, this movie... Not just this movie, the original Omen, too. But like a little bit. This movie kind of like helped me feel more confident in the fact that my birthday is 666. It is 6696. Yes. Because I've always kind of felt like maybe it's cursed. Maybe I'm cursed. I have a lot of problems. But this movie made me feel like, damn right. Damn right. So I do want to get the marking, the 666, and get it tattooed. Not sure where yet. Maybe you guys can leave some suggestions.
Ooh, oh no.
In the comments. But not anywhere weird.
I was going to say, there was a...
Not anywhere weird. I'm going to give you some options. I'm thinking...
Way better, yeah.
Here, behind my ear. Or... Yeah, right. You don't see my feet. I'm thinking my ankle.
For free.
I'm thinking my ankle. I also kind of thought about this today, like over here in this region. But I do think that would hurt. I also think that, I don't know. They're all going to hurt. I have no tattoos.
The wrist and behind the ear, those are baddie tattoo spots. Like that, only bad bitches get tattoos there.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure yet. I do think I'm leaning towards behind the ear or here. So let me know in the comments which place you think would be cooler.
Only those 3 options.
That's it.
We don't want to see any other area of the body. If you do, you're getting blocked. And we're airing your shit out on Twitter. So just...
I will put you on blast, actually.
Just those 3 areas. Go back, rewind the video, and watch it again and make note. Because if we see somebody be like, yo, you should put it as your tramp yo, put it over your... You're going on Twitter.
I imagine that all of the people who comment, like the weird people that comment, sound like that.
That exact voice.
Yeah.
Just remember, you're going on Twitter. Straight to Twitter.
You are.
And the group chat.
Anyways, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, do you plan on watching the first Omen? Have you already seen it? I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.